feet, right? No front feet. And the rears are at the very top of the yellow.
I'm so confused now.
She's looking at front feet.
On this.
Yeah, and his back feet, his front feet went off, and his back feet were in the top.
We're in.
In the top, like just above that top slat.
Now, what I should probably ask her this, but you know, like when I'm working, when I work him on, like she said, the dog walk when it gets higher.
So think about this, you guys. If the dog's feet were split up,
Wait a second. Let's listen.
let me rephrase that. Your dog's feet are not split up and they are jumping, jumping, jumping. How many times would you hear their feet hit that A-frame?
If they're split?
If
they're not
split.
Oh.
One, because they're usually...
1, 2,
on the whole...
no, 4.
2 or 4 times?
Yeah.
Maybe 5?
coming up one.
Not many, right? Not many. And they're going to be loud because you've got 2 feet hitting at once.
I can't get it on
Let's
this
take
one.
that, guys.
That one sounded
The dog
better.
did a good job on the downside that time because of the way it sounded. This one
It
was not so
sounded
good.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
This side that I saw wasn't all that great, but that was all right.
That one sounds good.
I can't.
I can't see what's going on over there.
I can't
but my
either.
guess
But
is
you can
it's
hear
okay.
it.
Because you can hear it. But it's
slowing down, waiting
many, many footfalls, and it's quiet. No. No.
No.
That one was better?
No, neither
No.
of them are good.
All right.
Okay.
I am. But I'm only on this side. Yeah, I can't see.
Well, they're exactly the same. So,
Okay. All right, then I'll just sit down.
probably.
I hope my batteries don't go.
He's got his back
I've got
foot
more.
together. And he's above the third, he's in that, he's in the yellow, but that part. He's in the very tip-top part of the yellow. Now, if that's not a problem for you, and that's where he is all the time, and you know you can bank on it, then why are we even messing around with it?
Okay.
No big deal. But if it gets higher as the A-frame gets higher, then he is jumping. Jumping. He's going to be jumping even higher. Right? So, there are a number of ways that you could go about this, and I don't think it's...
No, let's hear the way that she would go about this.
I didn't say anything, and I usually use verbal. I had a stride at the beat. So she doesn't want you.
Let's see.
Oh,
That's nice.
Are you my friend? I'm a friend.
box.
Nope.
Oh.
Now, see, I've obviously rewarded that his whole life because to me he had all his feet in, but
Well, if the dogs think the same thing, then there's no problem.
yeah, I mean, we rarely get it.
There's no problem.
Ever. But no, I know. I can work on this.
But this is it's a target behavior, just like any other target behavior. What do you want the dog to target with, and what do you want them to target to? Jumping is you guys.
What a nice trick.
While we're on the subject, you guys can see why we can't make huge changes in a 4-hour workshop because it's a training workshop, and there are some training fundamentals that need to be addressed. So this is a target behavior. Jumping is also a target behavior. So what's the target? When we're talking about jumping, there are a couple different targets. What are they?
Next up.
On a jump.
On a jump.
It is a target behavior. Right? And the dog, with a jump, the dog should be getting as close as possible without touching it. Right? Without touching the standard and without touching the bar. The target behavior. Get as close as possible, but no touching. This is a target behavior as well, except we actually want them to touch it. And what part do we want them to touch? Well, the problem is that most of us would answer that by saying, oh, anywhere in the yellow is fine. But that's not good enough. What if there's no yellow? Where do you want that dog to touch? You're a good enough trainer. Raise your standards. Where do you want that dog to touch?
Second bottom.
Don't just say that. You're better than that. Point, exactly. Where do you want that dog to touch?
Below this slab.
Be more specific.
More than that? We can barely do it up higher.
No,
Right here.
okay, so anywhere in between those 2 slats.
Okay.
That's a pretty big target. That dog knows where a flea is on its back. right? So you just have to be specific with what you want, and that's a big target. That's pretty reasonable. I think that you could, frankly, I think that this is more reasonable. Anywhere from there to there is pretty reasonable. So, stick to your guns. Define your target, figure out how you're going to get there. If you want the dog to touch only that place, then you have a couple of options. You can lower the board, put it on a table or something, and lower it all the way down to the ground and run the dog over it until the dog hits where you want, and then you must only reward when they hit where you want, and you must never reward when they do not hit where you want. And watch the dog. You can probably predict if your dog hits right here, then it's probably going to also hit here. Not necessarily, but probably. If, however, your dog makes no contact with the board here, and it's going to probably land here and then leave, right? Because it's definitely not going to come down here, unless the board is flat. But I don't think the solution is to put a stride regulator where you want to prevent the dog from putting its feet. You don't need to. You can, but you don't need to. You just use the power of your thumbs.
Well, see, I think going to a manners minder would be more precise, because with the toy, it's got always so much that it's hard to...
That's not the real problem, though. The toy or the manners minder, those are not the problem. The problem is when it's delivered, right? That's the problem. Whether you use the toy or the manners minder, the real problem for all of us is when we give it. And this dog, like other dogs here, and I've made mistakes as well, was rewarded many times for not what you wanted. That's the problem. And it doesn't matter what your reinforcement is. It's the fact that it was given.
Well, yeah, because I thought those were good hits. That's why. Come here. But I understand
Well,
that I'm wrong.
if they met you're not wrong, but you may want to redefine your criteria.
Yeah, right.
To overcompensate. You may want to, here's what gets you a cue. And frankly, yeah, you will be happy with that, right? But if the dog knows you're happy with that, then they're going to think, well, if you're happy with that, then maybe you're happy with this. So from the dog's perspective, they can't know that you are happy with this. They need to know that you are only happy with this. You have to overcompensate. So that's why when the board is really, really low, you could be shooting from way down here, because you know that the dog's not capable of doing this. You know that the dog's best when the A-frame is high is going to be up here. And then you can sort of pretend, oh, well, if that's the best you can do, I guess I'll be happy with it, right? And then you just sort of go on from there. But this isn't good. Yeah. You have to make sure that the judge out there who has the hardest time seeing, with the strongest prescription glasses and the lowest mobility, can judge these contacts with ease. And you too. I mean, this dog is hard because it is in the yellow, but it's jumping, which means that it's going to jump bigger. When it gets more excited, it's going to jump bigger. When the board is raised up, it's going to be a bigger jump, right? So I would overcompensate, and I think you can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Just have to be disciplined.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, he's pretty young, but I'm not sure he's ever missed an A-frame in competition. But I also am saying box.
But is that good enough for you?
No, I understand. I gotcha.
Now I'm here to tell you,
I can't.
keep him and watch him, and I never say he's never been called on an A-frame. I say the judge has never.
Yeah, I know. That's true. We've missed it, and the judges let it go. Yeah.
There's what
They
meets
can't
there's
tell.
what meets the rules of the organization, and then there's what you're happy with. Could either one do better? And that's what
That's why I came today, to get a clearer picture of what I want.
And that's why you guys are dog trainers, because this is something that keeps you interested, and it keeps you plugging away at trying to improve yourself, and blah blah blah. So this is another area where you can constantly be striving for improvement. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
We worked on it too long as well. So how will I do this differently?